Okay, so of the 5 things that I told you to focus on, water, sleep, mindfulness, nutrition, and a little bit of movement, today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can sneak some extra movement into our day. There are some obvious ones. Obviously, take the stairs whenever you can. Park far away so you get a little extra steps in. Count your steps. If you track your steps, you can shoot for a number that definitely helps increase your NEAT. So NEAT is an acronym for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That just means everything we do that's not traditional exercise, and walking is a part of that. So if you ever hear me say the word NEAT, like increasing our NEAT, that's what I mean. Things like playing a sport because it's fun, or gardening in the summertime for a lot of men and women, but mainly females because they tend to like gardening, especially when it's nicer out. That can be a really good source of NEAT. Even cleaning your house, like sometimes when I'm actively cleaning my house, I burn a ton of calories, which is kind of interesting. So that's a great way to get more movement in. It's really like organize things, clean things, shuffle your feet. Sometimes we do that naturally. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed, but when people are leaner, we actually shuffle back and forth a little bit more because we're expending more energy, and it's just something that people do unconsciously or subconsciously, which those two can be used interchangeably. But we blink more, we chew more, we talk more when we're leaner because we're increasing our NEAT across the board. And this is just something that human beings do naturally. We don't really think about it. So shuffling your feet can help. Standing in place actually has been found to not do this. We don't burn more calories just because we're standing. Some other ways to increase some activity. I always tell people, like, if you're waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning, do 10 squats. I know that seems kind of ridiculous or kind of silly, but that can act as an external cue as well. You're watching your coffee brew, do 10 squats. If you like doing push-ups, push-ups are great. I wouldn't do push-ups every single day because it can put a lot of stress on the rotator cuff and the labrums. So we, don't do push-ups every single day, but you can do push-ups every other day or maybe every 2 days. And I wouldn't try to go to failure every single time. I'd do sets of anywhere between 8 and 10 or whatever feels good, especially modified push-ups too. If you've got like a bench nearby, you can do push-ups on that or the back of a couch. You don't have to do it from the floor. That can actually be really, really tough in the beginning. And with most of my in-person clients, we have to work up the requisite strength required to do push-ups. Some other ways to get some activity in. If you've got a resistance band, you can do the resistance band mobility warm-up. And if you don't have that, I've posted it in the group, and I'm gonna send it to everybody via email. You can do that as well. It's really easy. Things like band pull-aparts, opening up this chest cavity because we spend all day internally rotated in front of our phones, in front of our cars, at work, in front of our computers. This is all internal rotation. So doing some sets of band pull-aparts with a resistance band, if you've got one, is always a good idea. I do some variation of that every day. There's a lot of mobility drills within that warm-up. There's probably, I think, 14 or 15 exercises total. These are the ways you're gonna increase activity. If you don't have the capacity to go to a gym, every other day or however many times a week you're doing it, we can do a lot of things at home, and it is more difficult to work out at home. It is. A lot of times people don't realize, like, oh, it's easy to do, I can just do a little bit of things at home. It's very easy to fall off that because home is where our comfort is. When we go to the gym, we're purposefully going somewhere to only do one thing, and that's to work out. Of course, some people go to the gym for like social hour. That's fine, I'm not knocking that. But most people go to the gym and it's like they're inundated by this environment where the sole purpose of being there is to work out. So that's why that's helpful, to separate yourself from your house. That's why it's difficult to work out at home. But you can set up a regimen, and I can give you a very detailed, like, Monday we do this, Tuesday we do this, Thursday we do this. I'll send you an in-depth home workout routine, and there's one as a file in the group. So if you want to look at that and you want to take things from that, by all means. If we need to modify anything with the whatever equipment you have at home, I can do that as well. Okay, so those are some ways to sneak in some extra activity, because we want to be active adults. We want to be moving around. Our body is meant to move. It's not meant to sit for 9.5 hours a day. So we do the best that we can in increasing our movement so that our metabolism is running more efficiently. We're converting food into energy more efficiently, burning more calories throughout the day. It's all good. There's no downside. And it'll make us a more resilient, less susceptible to injury type person. All right, so if you have questions about activity, hit me up, and I'll talk to you soon.